nothing for this fucking little sister, man. No Uncle Tom, so I'm fucking up that little plan. So fucking scared that I might just up and retaliate. You ask me why, should my heart be filled with hate? Motherfucker past, talking about shit that's happening here today. I'm on my knees, oh Lord help me control this rage. I'm being teased like a beast locked within a cage. They're setting traps, and almost killed me twice, you see. They won't feel safe till they got me hanging from a tree. I'm still running, but I got the Lord on my side. Pour a drink on the corner for my homies that have fought and died. Ain't nothing changed, I still live my life in fear. I ask you God, where do we go from here? From here.
What up, everybody?
What's happening? What's going on?
What it do, man? T.O.G. and Barilla, we
Yes,
back again another week.
Yep, doing this thing.
You already know.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
So you know how we do it, man. So let's get started.
Yeah.
How was the week? How was the week?
Well, my week started basically last week. Saturday, we went to a black male conference, at the Hilton and on 20th Street. On the South Side, man, it was a great thing. There was a lot of black men, black little boys, conversation, mentoring, signing up, people getting involved, It was a real powerful thing. That's the first one they have done. So they're gonna continue on. So that was a highlight. I had 5 little guys that in our program that stood out for me. It's more that's standing out, but they're growing into those positions. These guys I picked to come to that was really guys that were moving closer to that leadership position that I see them. Sometimes kids don't see the leadership in them. You have to really put them in that position to see that they have it. Yeah, but man, it's just been a great week so far.
You stay busy, bro. You stay busy.
Oh yeah. That's my thing. My thing is community. How can we build it? What do we need to do? And how can we keep our children safe? Because their future is totally engulfed with our future. We have to open the doors so they can understand and teach them, so they don't have to start over.
Yeah.
We don't want them to have to start over learning what we didn't teach them. Teach them everything they need to know, so when we open them doors, they can walk right through knowing what we know, then moving forward in what they know.
Okay. So, man, my week, it's 2 phrases I got, which one of them I said last week. I got it from Rick when he was like, even in the midst, I'm still praise God. So that's still going on. And another phrase I got, the rain gotta stop. You know what I'm saying? Like it eventually will stop raining. Meaning, even through the hard times, it eventually got to stop. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere. So let me tell you why I say that. So last week, like I told you, me and my wife, we go out and do a little Instacart through the day. So this day, which was last Thursday, we went and took our last order before we go pick the kids up from school. And so we had to go all the way out to Mount Olive, Alabama. So we get out there about 2:00, dropping the groceries off and everything. So, while we're dropping the groceries off, we leave the car running and everything or whatnot. So on the last time we go inside the car to get the groceries out, we get out of the car, we end up locking the car while the truck is running. So this going on. This at 2:00. So it's raining. This day it's raining. It's cold. I'm out there with no jacket. We locked the phones up in the car, the wallet and everything. And so we end up the people we dropping off to, they end up letting us use the phone. And so we got OnStar on our truck. And so I called OnStar. They normally would unlock the car from where they at. All I gotta do is call and they'll give them the tag and they'll boop pop. They tells me we no longer got this service. At the end of the year, that service ended because if you don't have a 2015 or better model, they can't do it anymore. So now we out there. She said, but we can call somebody to come out there And
Popular.
Pop, yeah. Said, but now you're going to pay $76. I said, man, I pay every month for, me, I'm like, I pay, okay. So she said, well, we can send somebody out there. And she said, okay, can you give us your card? I'm like, man, my card is in the truck. I mean, I can pay when they get here. They were like, well, unfortunately, we can't do that. She gonna go, bro. I'm like, I'm at wit's end. Like, it's like nothing going right. Now, on my mind, we got to even pick the kids up.
Right.
And we 30, 45 minutes away from the school, at least. So we had to find a way to get the kids picked up. And the man, like I say, what was the man name, baby? Great guy. Great, was it correct?
Start with a G.
Anyway, great guy. White guy, that white guy. So he had 5 kids. His kids were sick. So he ended up bringing his white phone out, let us sit in his van with the van running, and plus, don't remind y'all the van is almost on E. So he let us run. So we out there from literally like 2 something to almost to 5 o'clock. The pop smoke came out at 5 o'clock in the evening. And so it took him 2 minutes to pop it. Paid $77. So we ended up having to call our oldest daughter. I had to call her on 3-way with the people so she can pay the people to get it unlocked, and I just paid her back once we finally got in the truck. But you talking about a rough day, bro. I was like, dude. So I don't know if you ever seen. I got a video on Facebook. Tanya filmed me watching a football game, and I Green Bay playing Atlanta, and they something happened. I was like, no, and I fell and slid down the wall. Dude, I'm out there in the rain when the lady like, y'all ain't got that no more. I'm looking up in the sky, I'm to fall to my knees in the rain. Like, no. bro, I'm telling you talking about a rough day. Bro, I'm telling you.
I mean,
rough day. Look, the car running.
Yeah. It ran all the way to 5.
From 2 to 5. And thank God we just filled the tank up. Thank God we just filled the tank up.
Yeah.
So, bro, it was just, but you know what? What we figured out too, it was like, how I don't want to say a downfall, but your mistake that somebody else blessing, because the guy was talking to us, he like, man, y'all must have been heaven sent, because he said his wife worked for a multi-millionaire, and the guy works his wife to death, and they have a kid that's all autistic, and so she be needing to put time in with the kid, but he works her constantly all day. He said, I'm trying to get her out of that. And he was asking us about Instacart, and we were telling him, the ups and downs to it. He's like, man, I'm thinking very serious about that, just to give my wife a peace of mind. And so he was like, man, so he like, send me a friend request on Facebook, and so we can stay in contact or whatever. But I mean, you're talking about a great guy, good, real hospitality. Kept coming outside, standing in the rain with no jacket on. Hey, y'all hungry, man? Y'all need water? I'll take you get some to eat, come back, whatever. He was just like, I'm just so sad it happened on my time, on my wife. I'm like, you ain't nothing to do with this. It was just, a simple mistake. But man, you talking about, because when I was going back to the front door to go get my phone, I'm seeing the lock go down, and I hear the clicker. Boy, dude, I called Jay, dude. She said, Daddy, you sound so distraught. She said, I ain't never heard that. I was like, dude, I was at Wednesday, and I was like, dude, what else could happen?
But that's crazy, because see, our car, we had to get, you know how much a key costs?
How much?
$600.
For 8 keys.
Not 8. Not 8 keys.
A key.
8 keys.
One key. That don't make no sense. Dude. You know what I'm saying? So, I understand that. The thing is that I mean,
oh, we got a system there.
I know you do. I know you do. That'll make you get a system. I mean, but it's the beautiful thing about it is the lesson they learn. Okay, Yeah, you went through something, but you'll never do that again.
No, they can't.
You know what I'm saying? So these lessons, just like when I went to prison, I said to myself, "Oh, this is
Well, this no,
no sir."
lesson learned.
I mean, don't you know, my thoughts of life and being the type of person I thought, you know, I can get out here, you know, I'm trying to live free.
Mm-hmm.
I want to live free. I want to be the type of person that, you know what I'm saying, we have everything that they say we can have.
Exactly.
It don't really work that way.
No, it don't work that way.
Okay, so once I learned that, you know, let's, you know, I was always, okay, you want to do it, let's do it this way.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got to grow up in this thing.
Yeah.
And then you learn and you grow. And I, you know, I don't get mad by the things I go through. I used to be pissed off. Why is happening to me? Why? Then I start asking myself, you know what I'm saying, what did I do to cause this?
Mm-hmm.
More of my questions came to being, what did I do to make this happen? So if I made certain decisions that caused certain things to happen, then I need to start making them decisions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the lessons.
Yeah.
So that the loss is never a loss. It's always a lesson.
Yeah.
And once you get these lessons and start implementing these lessons, that's the beginning of wisdom.
But what be so crazy, you know how, like, if you go to school to learn a lesson, like some class you don't want to take. Like you get to, like when you get to high school, I don't want to take algebra or geometry or some physics or something like that. You get to pick these lessons, boys. You don't pick like you don't get to pick these lessons. You have to learn from them anyway. And like I don't want them type of lessons. I don't want to take that. I don't run that lesson.
I'm here to tell you that them lessons don't exist. You don't get the lesson that you need to
You
have
don't get this work.
because you don't know what's the requirement for your graduation.
You know.
When you don't know what's the requirement for your graduation, you don't know what class you need to take. So the class that comes in front of you are the class you got to have. That's the hard part about it. It's not the fact of going through because you're gonna make it through it because you built for it.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't come to you if you weren't built for it.
Yeah.
When I went through things I go through, I say to myself, well, I got to make it because I'm built for this. Because when it came.
It's funny. It's funny you say built for this. My oldest daughter stopped by the house today while we were there, and she left a letter. And she wrote to everybody on the letter. She like started with me, you know, on down through mom and the kids. And that was one of her words she said, Dad, you built for this. You know what I'm saying? It was just, you know, it was a heartfelt letter. She broke paragraph down for me, mom, the kid, and she was just explaining like, you know, even though she's not there every day, you know, it's not a day she don't go by, she don't think about it, so whatever. So it was a good
I mean, it just moving forward. Life goes on.
yeah, with or without you.
Yeah, life gonna go on. I mean, it's plenty of people that I know. I was just thinking about some of my homeboys today and thinking about technology and the thing that's happening at this time and the people that's here. You know, the social media thing.
Mhm.
And some of my partners, man, they couldn't have lasted. It would have, man, listen, a lot of these folks would have been gone.
Yeah.
You know, because you know they. I mean, it was different. It was different time, different frame of mind. And sometimes people don't know how to go from one frame of mind to the other to understand what's going on really around them within the atmosphere that they're living.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying? To be like to me, when we're talking about Jay gonna always be heartfelt. She gonna work with it. She
Mm-hmm.
gonna come up with something because it's not just her.
Yeah.
She understands it's the whole thing. You know, that's how I used to think. A lot of times people think it's just about you, but it's about everybody around you too. The ones that you choose to deal with.
And I was talking to my wife today, and I was asking. I said, "Man, sometimes I wonder why do we have to be the trendsetter? Sometimes, like you know, sometimes I be want to be the person that catch the wave. You know, not be the first person to come through or be the first wave to come through. It seems like the second or third wave, the ones who always get that woo, you know what I'm saying? That come up, that woo, I caught it. Like, oh, mama got to be a sacrifice. Like,
Well, no, I don't think that. I think that the second, third, fourth wave are following the first.
yeah,
So you're gonna be a leader, and there's nothing wrong with being a follower because if something you agree with that you agree on that beneficial to you, I will follow it myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a different thing when you come up with the antidote to the ails that follows you, brings you to understanding. So once you find that cure, what you want to wait to put the cure out? Nah, you want to put the cure out, especially if it's a cure for your family. So to wait to say, okay, I want somebody else to find the cure so I can just flow into the cure, then their threshold for pain might not be your threshold for pain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like my threshold for pain is different than yours.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I wait for you to come up and do this? Because you might be one of them dudes that like pain. I don't like pain. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But see, that's like even all right. So if we go all the way back to the ancestors, they invented a lot of stuff, but never got the real recognition or let's per se say you the one discovered blah blah blah. Somebody else got the credit of what they invented.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I be like, well, sometimes I need to be the second. I need to be the one to come through and see.
I mean, they got what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the time that a lot of them invented it, they got better treatment.
Mm-hmm.
They got to move around a little. We had to. In my mind, just me now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? In my mind, during that slavery time, any little bit of happiness that you could find, you really dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
You went on with it. So if we didn't know, the only thing that they invented that we didn't invent was the patent office. Okay.
In the office.
So they go and make the patent. We make the inventions. The invention was not for to make the money. The invention was to make our day in the labor easier.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
Yeah.
So these people that was inventing things wasn't thinking about the money. How can I make our day not so hard? How can I keep my mom from being out in the field from sun up to sundown?
Mm-hmm.
How can I even keep these older women, men, and children out of these fields? So if I create something like the cotton gin,
Mm-hmm.
then it goes a little faster, so they ain't got to work that hard. You know what I'm saying?
Eli Whitney come through and get the credit.
He can have it. Because the thing that was going on is that our job got easier. We weren't dying as fast. I mean, I seen a documentary where in the sugar cane fields in the West Indies, slaves was living life expectancy once they hit the sugar cane field was 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what age they were when they hit it.
You got 9 years,
and that's how hard they working.
Mm-hmm. Sun up, sun down.
That's how hard they working. So our justification or our, at that point was just make it a little softer for us. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't thinking about no money. Money is something that they come with. That's a construct that they put in front of our face. You know what I'm saying? That's not really what this is about. This is about us.
Mm-hmm.
How do we make it better for us? Because we gonna get what we gonna have, but how do we move forward for us to keep us in the situation? If I could invent something that can make everybody that's in the struggle of poverty
mm-hmm.
have enough to where they eating well, even if it's working for somebody else, but they got something where they can make their money and live the way they want to live. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't even matter about the money I make because everybody else will be all right. Because now from that, crime go down, living conditions get better, you have more say so in the job place. You know what I'm saying? You're not as stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
So creating a pattern and say, okay, I invented this, or creating something that's gonna help the well-being of a society. That's how I thought they were looking at it.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure they were. I just want to be one of the ones come get the pattern. I still want to be one of them. Hey, man, I just go, let me get me and take care of everybody.
I hear it. Yeah.
And you think about breaking generational curses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you think about Jack Daniels and Uncle Nearest. I mean,
what did
Nearest was the man who taught Jack Daniels what to do. But he also passed it down in his family.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually they were able to come up with the Uncle Nearest brand and distillery.
When the truth came out.
Yeah, yeah.
But when
yeah.
he dead and gone,
But
Yeah, but he was a slave.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I'm just saying,
I
I just want to enjoy some of it, you know.
I mean, I'm guaranteeing you this, cause you know, I promise you, if you want to get close to, if prison will bring you close to death and slavery at the same time, I promise you, does.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
And if you go and you're one of these dudes in prison that know something, know how to do a particular job, if you're good at something, you know, you get different treatment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And even though he might not have got the monetary aspect of what he did, the treatment was better.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at this point in our life in slavery, if we can keep the lash off us for one day, we were all right.
Yeah.
It wasn't like if I could do something to make you not sell and keep my family together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even about money.
Yeah.
If I could do something to keep you from taking my child from me,
Yeah.
you can have all this stuff I invented. Let me just keep it for you. So it was different.
Yeah. I'm talking about moving past that. Like we passed the I'm talking about getting past that part. So, you know, we passed that, like keep it. I'm talking about touching them greenbacks, mind, and being able to, hey, you know what I'm saying, be able to pass that money down through the family. Like we resilient, so we can figure out and come up with plans or whatever. I'm talking about. I think I put up a post the other day, man. If you broke, man, ain't nobody even trying to listen to you. You can't even really have a conversation about it.
That's a lie. That's a lie. I mean, when I sat in prison, I had a lot of conversations.
I mean, but everybody in prison, they're no.
I mean, but
you know
no, they're not. That's not true. That's not true. I had people listen to me out here, and I was in prison. So you know, I can't sit and say money make you listen to. I mean, that's just me. You know, I believe in more the intangibles, your courage, your integrity. These are the type of things that weigh way more than money to me. You can be broke as I don't know what, but if you're a good person, that weighs a lot for me.
Well, we can't have all of that.
I mean, because all of that might not come. And I have to choose one or the other. I don't want a person that loves money. I want a person that has integrity, that has loyalty, that's willing to be part of the struggle and let's go through it. Even if we don't come out favorable. Because it's not always about me. I got a son, I got a grandson.
Yeah.
It's not always about me.
Yeah.
I might not see it. Think about the people in our history that ain't seen the things we've seen. My grandmother, for example, she got to see a lot of things. The only thing she wanted to see when we come out of prison. But she didn't see all this other stuff that's going on right now. She didn't care about that. Mm-hmm. She knew what she helped raise. She knew who I was. She said, I'm not going to give up on him. If it was all about me having money, she would have been gave up on me. So I don't get into the money thing. Mm-hmm. That's nothing because they make money every day. That's what our kids killing each other about. This little money they floating around here. Money is a tool, just like a wrench, a hammer, a screwdriver. It's a tool. But the integrity and the values and the fortitude of man, that's the important thing to me.
Yeah, I mean, I got that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I got integrity, I got loyalty. I mean, I got all that. Nah, shit, I want the other piece to go with it. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I'm a loyal dude. I mean, I got integrity. I stand on my word. If I tell somebody something, I stand by it. You get what I'm saying? I got all that. But I know out there it's not a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of get frustrated sometimes because, you know, when you're looking for somebody on the same level and it's like, that person ain't that person ain't that, and you got to keep searching. I'm like, shit, I mean,
looking for who?
The same. You know, if you're dealing with somebody, you want that person kind of have the same type of values.
And if they don't,
I mean, you trying to.
You move on.
Yeah, I mean,
because I am who I am. I mean, I don't have to find nobody to be with me.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk this life by myself. I was born in this life. When they pulled me out of my mom, it wasn't nobody but me. When they put me into a grave, it's nobody but me. So I'm not looking for anywhere. I want to work with people to build a better community because I'm not going to be here forever. and I would love to see our community better. And that's just me.
I mean, that's what I meant to say.
You know what I'm saying? I would love to see that. But I'm not. If they're not there, it doesn't douse me with despair because somebody I meet is not the type of person that I think they should be. They're going through their journey also. It's not for me to judge another man's servant. Yeah. So whatever he's going through with his God, he got to deal with it. Because I'm already dealt with mine. And I'm walking in these different categories and understanding that I have. Yeah. Okay? So my thing is, I'm gonna tell you, when I was in prison, there was a verse in the Bible that I looked at, and once I did that, everything changed. And the verse was, seek ye first the kingdom of God. You know what I'm saying? Then I went and said, where's the kingdom of God? Okay. From what I've read in the Bible, Jesus said the kingdom of God is in you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if the kingdom of God, and they say, seek ye first the kingdom of God, then as the kingdom of God is in me, then that goes to my next segment of self-care. Okay, let's talk about it. I got to love myself. Gotcha. I can't look for God in nobody else if I can't find it in me. Gotcha. And once I find that in me, everything else gonna be. That's what he said. Now I'm just trying to make it wrong. I'm trying to prove him wrong. I'm trying to prove him wrong. Okay. So I'm gonna do everything that he say do so I can prove him wrong. But so far, my daughter, my oldest daughter, she man, you talk about self-care. She talking about that heavy, and this my, you hear it from time to time on TV, from the people you sit down with, therapists and all that. They talk about self-care. But my daughter, she really like she'll send me texts. It'd be like, Daddy, have you did self-care about you? Everything, all good. What are you doing self-care? Well, self-care is my thing. I'm on a self-care weekend this week. Okay. I've been wide open for the past month and almost month and a half, whatever. And I'm giving me a self-care weekend. Gotcha. And that just, I ain't no telling what I might do. I'm not gonna get up in the morning. I beg to differ. And have coffee with your wife and cook some eggs and vegetables. You're not gonna, unless she doing toes and fingernails. Yes. He's not gonna sleep in. His body gonna pop up anyway. Yes. I'm gonna do me this self-care weekend. If I don't do nothing, I'm gonna sit my bad ass down. You might do it this weekend, but not tomorrow. Yes. What are you gonna do, Tyler? He's gonna have coffee. We're gonna have some coffee and breakfast in the morning. Because when I leave, he can lay back down. Yeah, for the whole day. No. I am doing my after the podcast tonight. I will be on self-care journey. You want to be on self-care mode? It starts tomorrow. Tomorrow, right? It starts tomorrow. After what time? After 5, right? It starts I'm tomorrow. Ready to go now. I'm telling you now. But self-care, you got to take care of yourself, man. You got to love yourself. And a lot of times, just figuring out what you like. I'm still figuring out what I like and what I don't like. With self-care for me, man, I will feel like it makes me feel what's the word I'm looking for? When I'm so used to doing for, like, if I put my wife, my children first, I will feel, if I do for me, I feel what's the word I'm looking for? It'll bother me. Guilty. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. I feel guilty. Let me tell you something, bro. Like, I really would. If I can't fill me up, I can't fill her up. That's right. I'm telling you, I feel you, yeah. When I go through, she talk all this crazy stuff. Yeah. She'll talk all this, but she don't. When I go into my meditation and all my stuff, she'll leave me alone for hours. Okay. Cause when I come out here, I'm coming out here with something that's totally innovative to what we're trying to do. Yeah. These are my things. These are how I become who I become. Yeah. With the meditation, self-care, with me really examining and doing inventory with me forgiving myself. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then, I ain't talking about going back, and I've been forgave myself. I do things during the week. I be like, man, you should have did that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be all right with that. Because in order to continue to move forward. I mean, I got to do it, man. I got to get out that guilty mode. I mean, I got to be able to take time out for myself. Vice versa, my wife got to take time out for herself.
To even, like I say, to even put back into our kids,
You got to.
because they can tell, they like kids can tell when everything is not right. They can tell, they can feel the
The
what I'm saying,
vibe.
the vibe. They can feel the energy down.
Yeah.
My kids know if daddy quiet, something ain't right. And I catch myself sometimes, especially when I'm in that thought mode, like, what's the next move? You know what I'm saying? And I ain't that talk. Hey, girls, hey, son, they can feel it. Or they'll see a look in their mom face, be like, shit, mama, you all right? What's wrong, mama? So I mean, definitely that self care got to get to even through the rough time, boy. Like you got to be able to like.
Man, listen.
Yeah.
I'm
And you
telling
can
you,
start small.
start small.
Okay.
See, we didn't start small. We started heavy.
Okay.
We came in. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I didn't go all on the story, but we came in, what I'm saying? We had to come up with some things. It didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
We did it. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, it's always there. It's always there. It's just you have to find out where it is. And it takes a certain type of atmosphere. Put it like this. In order to have a baby, you have to have a certain type of atmosphere where that baby can be nurtured in, right? The womb have to be set, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's just like that with changing your life. And but the best thing about that with changing your life and changing the things around you is you can set your own atmosphere by how you feel and how you think about who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Positive affirmations, saying things that are positive, seeing the things that's in front of you that look like losses, but really are lessons to get you to the point where you're winning. Instead of looking at it like, okay, this happened to me, boom, 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 boom. Once I started looking at life not in a dismal type fashion, but in a fashion that was saying, okay, this happened, so I can do this. And I started bouncing off these things that were supposed to have been set up for me to hold me back.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of holding me back, they became jumping blocks where I can jump from this block to this block to this block to getting to my destination. I never stopped learning. I never stopped moving forward. And believe me, I go through hell. She'll sit here and tell you how much I mean, listen, ready to leave it alone, ready to quit, ready to do whatever. I'm ready to go back to doing whatever I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have to sit down and realize that you were built for this.
Yeah.
So stop tripping.
Yeah.
It ain't easy coming from a prison environment, then coming to a society where people, a lot of people, and I ain't gonna say everybody, but the people that in my circle understand and know where I came from. And a lot of people ain't happy about that.
Yeah.
A lot of people still talk about the fact,
What do you mean? You came out here in the right frame of mind.
man, listen, a lot of people think ain't no way he done changed.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no way he different.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no way he doing that. I get that a lot of times.
I believe.
I'm talking about, I mean, I get approached in different type of ways.
Yeah.
All the time. And I have to fight those different entities in front of me with the positive preparation of what I put myself through to be the man that I'm becoming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was looking at I didn't know they could do this, but I was looking at getting off subject a little bit, Tyree Nichols situation with the policeman, right?
Mm.
So I was looking at out of 5 of those policemen, 3 of them was Omega Psi Phi men, but I didn't know they can take away. They took away their Omega Psi Phi. They not.
They gave it to them. Then.
I know. I just didn't know. I thought once you became one.
If somebody give you something, you hear me?
Yeah.
If they give it to you,
say, so take. Yeah.
I mean that just. So that's why I mean this. I know. I'm a freedom fighter like mother. That's why. When I get, it don't matter what you give me, what you say I am who I am.
Yeah.
You can, man, listen. I know a young lady at one time, and they tried to take her livelihood from her. I'm talking about to the point where it was like, what I'm saying, if you don't do this, I'm gonna take this from you. Know what she did?
Mm-hmm.
She gave it to her. You can have this shit before they even came with it,
Mm-hmm.
cause she understood that it was a play. And I'm talking about she was a doctor. She had all type of thing going on.
Yeah.
But before she would let them play with her intelligence like that, she told me you can have this shit because that didn't make her.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay. You gotta decide who are you.
So look at man, we got the Super Bowl week coming up.
Oh
this
man,
weekend, right?
what you talking about?
We got
Who
first.
you wrong with? Who you with?
Prediction.
Who you with?
I want Jalen. I want Jalen. I want Jalen Hurts to win. Right. I want him to be able to sit at the top and be able to look at what all I went through. Because I want, because that'll be something I can look up and be like, I remember that guy went through this, and this, and look where he at now.
Yeah.
And that can be something I can, you know what I'm saying, cling on like shit. He made it, hell I can make it, you know what I'm saying? So I want Jalen Hurts to win. But if he don't, I mean, I think it's win-win either way. Like I said, we got two African American quarterbacks starting for this.
Well, Mahomes been through his thing too.
Yeah, because he went to what 2 or 3 teams in college.
I mean, that one to be quarterback. Both of them went through basically the same route. What's great to me is he got two guys that was basically. I really can't say about Mahomes, but I know Jalen Hurts was told, you need to try another position.
Yeah. And both of them from the state of Texas.
Right.
Play high school ball in Texas. So I mean,
just the fact that they're NFL quarterbacks starting in the Super Bowl, two non-conventional quarterbacks. Now, any other time it'll be a quarterback goddamn frenzy around here.
But you know what's crazy? It just dawned on me. Philadelphia Eagles kill black quarterbacks.
For the most part, yeah.
I mean, coming during our time. So
yeah.
Ronald Cunningham.
Yeah.
Right? You had Michael Vick. You had Donovan McNabb. You got Jalen Hurts. So I mean,
they're more prone to, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the thing is, the fact that two of them are there working and they, if you listen to all the college interviews and all that, the things they were saying, and to have me, even especially when they got the pros, they basically like, okay, they're gonna be this and that. And now Mahomes is like a magician out there. And Jalen Hurts is just a solid player, period.
Steady with it.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, all these different things they put on black quarterbacks, they need to just stop it.
Yeah, I think this is going to be, now, so, okay, prediction. I'm going to go with Philadelphia in a shootout, 38-35. They win by field goal, 38-35.
I don't know. I like that damn Philly defense. I believe it's going to be more like 28-24.
Okay. 20, okay.
Yeah,
I just
Philly.
I don't know, I'm just looking at I don't know if both of them can stop each other.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I just want a great game.
Hey, we'll see a shootout. They'll come back and be 10-3.
Yeah, I just want to
Damn, that's a boring ass Super Bowl.
Yeah, I just want a good game.
Yeah.
Even if it's 10-3, I want it to be exciting 10-3.
Yeah.
Because you can have a 10-3 game.
Yeah, it'll be a good game always.
Hell of a game, you know what I'm saying? I just want this to be one of the games that really gives a signature for our quarterbacks, our black quarterbacks. And just
I don't know if y'all remember, Brian Flores used to be the
coach, right?
Miami Dolphins head coach, black guy. Ended up losing the job. They fired him because he called. He ended up coaching at But anyway,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
A little technical difficulty. We
yeah.
back at you.
So yeah. So what I was saying with Brian Flores, so he ended up getting. He left Pittsburgh Steelers. He was linebackers coach. So he then landed a defensive coordinator job with the Minnesota Vikings. See that? Yeah, Minnesota Vikings, baby. That's my wife's team, Minnesota Vikings. So he's a defense coordinator. So even in the midst, he went through all the problems. They were trying to ban and blackball. They were saying he would never get another job or whatever. This man still landed.
But he was looking for a head coaching job.
Yeah, I think he's eventually going to get it. But see, they were trying to blackball him. He wouldn't coach no more.
Okay.
So, like I say, he ended up going to Pittsburgh Steelers, where you got a black coach.
Right.
He brought him in.
When we gonna start our own league? I mean, okay. The thing about it is, we should not be begging for a position of head coach because defense wins championships. We just we know this, and all the best defensive coordinators have been where they at, and most of them be a black
where
guy.
they at though.
But the thing is, if they don't want to grow with us, let them go without us.
I feel you.
I mean, it's just that simple.
I totally agree.
I mean, y'all got enough money in the NFL amongst all y'all. And if y'all get out them contract, go on about your business and say we're gonna start a BL, black and brown football and white, the ones that want to come that want to be players and not be puppets to a system.
Yeah.
Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't make no sense for a guy to be out there for a year playing football, getting hit by grown men, and then something happened to him, he has no pension.
Do you think we'll see that in our time?
I mean, I would love to see it in our time. I seen the start of this thing. First Super Bowl was 1966. I was there.
Okay.
I wasn't there. I was born. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying. So I'm just saying that, man, we can see whatever we want to see. People said I was looking at LeBron James breaking that record. And people saying, well, you'll never see this again. I saw Kareem make the record.
So, look, we're going to, before we touch on that, because I'm going to touch on that too. Shout out to me. I started hip hop 50 years ago when I was born, 1973. So shout out to me. Thank me for starting hip hop. Just want to throw that in there. But yeah, touch back with
That's not true.
They say hip hop started 50 years ago.
I mean, hip hop.
I'll be 50 in June.
I
think they say hip hop started in July 1973. I was born in June.
The recording, you know, hip as far as the wordplay, it's been going on for years. Way before that.
What they tell us.
Fuck they.
Hey, Ty, what they said 50 years ago?
Hip
hop, they celebrated.
Who is they?
They've been celebrating it. Oh, like 50 years hip hop, you know. I'm like,
I mean, I understand the celebration.
Yeah.
I understand the celebration.
When did you fall in love with hip hop?
Yeah. Yeah. I understand the sentiments. Y'all get y'all paper, but you know, that type of artistry has been going on for centuries.
Yeah. But yeah, getting back to what you were saying, bro, with the LeBron James. I want to say congratulations to LeBron James, number one, for even breaking that record. Because they kept saying when nobody break the record of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the most points scored. And so I did a little digging, right, on the points scored. So it took LeBron 20 years to break the record.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody hollering he's the GOAT because he broke the record. Kareem had the record. He set the record in 1984. It's been about 39, almost 40 years since the record been broken. So I went back and dug. I said, well, how long did it take Kareem to break the record before him? And the person that had the record before him was Wilt Chamberlain. And Kareem broke it in 84. And I said, what, Kareem started, about 66. I think playing or whatever. But Kareem broke it in 15 years. But he played 5 more years afterwards, right? And so he set the record. I said, man, it took, and then I'm looking at even height-wise. Back then, it was, unheard of 7', 7'2", whatever, playing basketball.
Who, back when?
Back when they were playing.
Man, you know how many 7-footer were back there?
I mean, you didn't have a lot on, did you?
Man, come on, man. Kareem.
I know.
Will.
Yeah. All these held the records.
Yeah, I mean, it's plenty of 7-footers, like plenty tall dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, them two, when the records were really, like, Wilt was gone when Kareem broke the record.
And so a lot of times, even before these cats, they weren't even keeping up with.
Right, so you don't even know how many points these folks really had.
Exactly.
So from when the records were kept. I mean, but records are meant to be broken.
Every time. So when they keep saying,
I mean,
this record not never going to be, man, stop.
Stop.
They say it every time when they get broke every time.
Stop.
As long as you keep, look.
I mean, and then to me, you know what I'm saying? Both of them are great. All the players that set up and put that ball in that hoop, because I can't do it like that. Y'all are some great players.
Yeah.
I don't care if you can score 2 points in the pro.
Yeah.
You're greater than the average person out here on the basketball court.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, beautiful, how you business. Look, what does that, you know, my thing about LeBron James is him opening school.
Yeah, outside of basketball.
Outside of basketball.
Yeah, that's my big.
That's my thing. Outside of the basketball, that's something he does to release his stress, and he does it well. Great, but he does a lot of the stuff that's outside of basketball that I wish they would put in the forefront of his doing, because he's a great ambassador for people. Period.
And see, when they, so I hear people be like, okay, LeBron James is the GOAT because he broke the scoring title. Okay, and this is what I look at. So every time the next great's supposed to be even better. Like we saw Michael Jordan. Like during my time was Michael Jordan. So I'm always I see Michael Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron. I'm not trying to compare, but what Michael Jordan did, what we saw was like art. You know what I'm saying? And then the closest thing to him coming during that time after was Kobe with the killer instinct Michael Jordan had. Now LeBron was a different beast to me. You talking about a 6'8" guy, 250, 260. You know, came in at 18, just like Kobe. They came in out of high school. And I'm talking about the endurance. He played 20 years. Sometimes unheard of playing that long at the capacity he's playing at. Would I say he the GOAT? I mean, I don't know. Everybody got their own opinion. Majority of our kids didn't see Michael Jordan play.
I mean, you know, Michael Jordan was after Dr. J.
Exactly. I agree.
So see, you know, I can go back to him, Norm Nixon. I can go back, you know, Maurice Lucas was a hell of a player. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say they was on the Jordan level, but I know Dr. J was right there.
And the reason I say Jordan,
Gervin.
I'm looking at even George Gervin, even Dr. J. Them back during their times of playing. I mean, the league was so different. Like they done watered it down to where they make it an offensive. You can't blow on a person that's
they didn't have really 3-4 shots.
Yeah,
so you know
they were just scores.
Yeah.
You're right.
So you know, I mean, it really that's a debate to keep you distracted on the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But Kareem, what's the name, LeBron, and most of these cats that's in the basketball, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They do things off the field. I look at stuff like that.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
Yeah, because that court stuff. I mean, to me, it's like this. When we used to go out and play pickup games on Saturdays, Sundays, whenever Louis was carried out there, it was just a bunch of guys out there playing some basketball.
Yeah, and
you created a network of people that come out. So as we went out to the park, people knew who was who.
Yeah.
So people would pick. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never get picked first. I was not a basketball player, but I could hustle and do the dog stuff that I was a Dennis Rodman type.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Okay.
So I always so just say like with LeBron now, I always look at it like what's the word I'm looking for with LeBron, man? I'm talking about you're talking about a whole different ending going on now with LeBron versus Michael, though, because just say with technology and the things going on now, you know what I'm saying? Back then when Michael Jordan played, shit, think about how they used to do their bodies or whatever. Shit, LeBron paying $1 million for a machine to take care of his body now. You understand what I'm saying? It's a whole different. They're supposed to be better now. That's what it's supposed to be about, right? That's like your kids. You want your kids to be well off than you were, or you know what I'm saying. So the game's supposed to evolve better and better. Even after LeBron leave, someone else should be coming along.
Yeah, but the game to me, the game shouldn't overshadow the real. That's the only problem I have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What I like about LeBron is that even though his game is at a high level, his realism by his
life at a house.
is a high, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if I was to say like, okay, this being real with you, if LeBron take and he play basketball like this and he opened schools for blacks and he go what his name Michael Jordan, he played basketball, he opened prisons. I mean, think about it.
And then I'm looking at even we're gonna go further with LeBron. LeBron brought his partners along.
I mean,
put him in position of power.
Yeah, because he was, it was a different day when Jordan was doing it. When they, what I'm saying, you had to be a different type to get along, I guess. You know what I'm saying? On that level.
But do you know how many Michael Jordans and LeBrons there was better than them that didn't make it?
That did make it. Yeah.
These motherfuckers out there way better. And would choose not to, man. I don't want to play that. And I play on the court, but I don't play no, high school or college or pro basketball. But on the court, they hell.
Right, because they were rucker type dudes. They were sandlot players.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When you dealing with the rules and regulations, somebody telling you can't do this, you can't. Because for a while, you couldn't even dunk. So it was a lot of oppressive things going on within that system that they were doing that we have forgotten about. A lot of things that they said, did, or whatever. Now, when the money come in, it's like, okay, as long as we make the money, we cool. But they got a history just like everybody else. The NFL, the NBA, the MLB, all of them got history about how they treated people of color.
I mean, a prime example, I think AI talked about it, Allen Iverson. He talked about how it was when he came through, how the commissioner Stein was holding him back, didn't want his people to come because he had a crew of guys. I mean, he was labeled as a bad boy with the tattoo.
Because they didn't understand his culture. They didn't understand. Exactly. And then if we have to explain ourselves, nobody else explain themselves about what their culture is.
But look how AI had to go be the front guy,
and he still got paid.
Yeah,
he still got paid.
But look,
he still got paid.
Look, he got paid, but look,
he still got paid. You got to figure it out.
But I'm just saying, think about this. AI probably looking like, because these guys getting paid now.
Bro, AI still getting paid, bro. Made that Reebok.
He did that, yo.
I mean, come on, you can stop that, bro.
I mean, but AI had a friend that put him on game.
If you got 5 million, I got 10 million. What we got? Millions. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I mean, my nigga, he was a trendsetter and he got paid. He was a trendsetter.
That's what I want to be.
Okay, well, I mean, those people you got to look at. Jordan was a trendsetter. Did nobody? Only one dude had shoes like that before him. That was Dr. J. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't have. He didn't get that deal. He had his own shoe now.
Yeah, he didn't get Michael Jordan.
The money got different. The money got different with LeBron. Yeah. But the thing is, they were entrepreneurs. They were trendsetters. They were the first one to do it, and they got paid. They got ridiculed, persecuted. LeBron still getting persecuted for different little things that don't make no damn sense. But he's still getting his money. Yeah. So it's not, you can be a trendsetter and still get paid. You ain't got to be a trendsetter and be around here looking like you assed out.
See, a lot of times, we got a comment. All right, Michael Thomas, what up, cuz? Mike said Bron would do way more with his fame and fortune than any black athlete before him and in the present.
He can do it. I mean, and he set the tone. As he set the tone and do what he do, it's gonna be one that come out and say, "I want to be like LeBron, but I'm gonna go past it." All I'm saying is, whatever you got, whatever impact you got in this society, bring it back home. Yeah. Bring it back home to the people that we We need your help. We need your guidance. We need your spectacularism. We need everything about our people bring back to help the people that's trying to move forward. That's all I'm saying.
Let me ask you this. All right, I think they were talking about this. In in your eye, will LeBron be an all-time great Laker? Would he be in the top as a Laker?
Who cares? He's a great humanitarian.
Well, I know that.
Damn the Lakers. Damn Miami. Them just man. The man is doing things that's great outside of basketball.
Yeah.
Everybody wanna can this dude into a basketball Coke can. He's not that.
Yeah.
He's way more than that. And once we understand that, the GOAT thing go past the basketball antics.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing outside? If I had to give him the overall GOAT, it'll be humanitarian, it'll be the back his skill in the job he does, and what he think about his people. I would give him the GOAT. Period.
Let me ask you this. I don't know if you heard what you think about Tyree.
Who?
Kyrie Irving.
I love Kyrie Irving.
I'm saying, he got traded.
I mean, wherever he go, I'm gonna love him.
Dallas Mavericks.
I
think he played tonight.
I love him.
But they talking like, oh, this and that about the guy because he making his own decisions.
Man, listen. You how many times have you heard about people talking about me?
All the time.
Okay, so you a man, they gonna talk about you.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about you a man that'll stand up for yourself and be who you are. Because everybody want to see a clone, but nobody want to see a man. Okay. They don't want to see me. I'm gonna tell you what's happening, man.
Yeah. I saw Stephen A. Smith and Jason Williams get into it about Kyrie because Jason Williams called Stephen A. Smith. I was like, you always got some when it comes to Kyrie.
It's TV.
Yeah. You always
I
called him out.
Yeah, he's supposed to.
Yeah.
He's paying his bill.
Yeah.
Controversial,
but it's always on our neck.
Beautiful. That's what he gonna do.
Yeah.
He is who he is.
Yeah.
Recognize it, understand it, move forward.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do to put anything into the communities that large? He just talk about sports. What is he doing outside of sports? I don't know. It hadn't hit for me to know.
Mm-hmm.
So
and I think that's part of it. Like with basketball players, there are a lot of basketball players who do a lot of stuff
We don't hear.
that we would never hear about. Now, LeBron, we hear about it because he's kind of the leader, the GOAT, and the media picks up. But he also got a machine behind him that makes sure that every little thing he do, it gets out
Because
there.
Jalen Rose opened up a school years ago.
Look, Kevin Durant does stuff.
Yeah.
Chris Paul
Yeah.
does stuff. Like it's a Magic Johnson. It's a lot of basketball players out
and
there
we need to throw that up
that do stuff.
before we talk about how many points he scored, how many rebound. What are they doing for the community?
Yeah.
And all the ones, listen to me, NBA players, the names we call, Durant, LeBron, all these folks here that you're doing, whoever it is, man, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all I want to say. I don't want nothing from this. Thank you. Keep doing it.
Yeah, you brought a good point. It's a lot. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of players in all sports do things.
Exactly.
And there's some players don't even want the recognition.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what we got to start praising.
Because I'm gonna tell you a prime example. One Beast Mode. Marshawn Lynch. He don't even want to pray. He
Love
his
neighborhood.
He do a lot.
Man,
and he saved his money. He didn't spend his checks. What? Saved his money. All checks he saved. He lived off the endorsements.
All I'm saying is, man, listen, let's give these guys their props for what they're doing that's going to move our society forward.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball, we can watch it, enjoy it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He hit 100 points, that's beautiful. But he put 10,000 people through college, helped out, gave scholarships, helped with the community, fed community, built infrastructure so we can have better police forces, better people who understand what's going on in our street. These are the things that matter. Man, listen, bro. Y'all out there doing that, and whatever field you in, man, thank you. Thank you, because we on the ground. A lot of times we don't see all that you do. A lot of times the promos and the Photoshop, we don't get to see that. but we know you're doing what you can. Hopefully, the ones that doing it, we just gonna say thank you. The ones that ain't doing it, fuck y'all.
Yeah, 'cause
You feel me?
they good at just point out the bad.
Yeah.
Look, man, we about to get ready to get out of here, bro. It was a good show, man.
Hey man,
I
I feel
enjoyed it, man. And thank everybody that came on and joined and come in and followed and liked and everything.
And keep it coming on, man. Like and share, man.
Yeah.
All we're trying to do is keep you up on time of what's going on and keep us involved with what's happening in our neighborhoods, cities, states, and throughout this country.
Yeah, so we're finna get ready to get out of here, man. We love y'all. Next Wednesday, 7 p.m., man.
Peace.
You know what I'm saying? Feel it.
Yeah, the hottest zone, every step I take is with my gauge. I'm selling dope, I can't live on fucking minimum wage. A young black man, now you know what that means, G. A hard life, and ain't nobody hiring me. Too black, too strong for this fucking little system, man. No Uncle Tom, so I'm fucking up that little plan. So fucking scared that I might just up and retaliate.